Hi, I'm Eric Blevins with HyprMX. We're here at Pocket Gamer Connects in London, and I'm joined by Farhan from SYBO.
Good to be here.
Thanks, man. Good to have you. So why don't we just start off by you telling us a little bit about SYBO. We're familiar, but for those who aren't, SYBO and your role there.
Sure. SYBO is obviously the developer of Subway Surfers, which is the most downloaded game of the decade. 2.7 billion downloads.
It's crazy.
And myself, I'm the head of performance marketing and mobile growth. So I've been there around 10 months now, and I'm heading up a new division where we're responsible for both monetization, the ads optimization side, and also the user acquisition side. So both paid and organic. So the general growth is to do with the growth of the game, and I'm kind of heading up that area and growing out that team.
Speaking of the audience, as you said, it's such a wildly popular game. How do you narrow down a target audience with such a broadly popular title?
So yeah, obviously the audience is huge.
Yeah.
It's like everyone has played this over the last 7.5 years. So when you narrow down the audience, you have to think about there's different pockets of different kind of players there. So we're looking to try and work out what those players are, like what the segments of users, and then working out what each of those segments want in order for us to build the right kind of features for the future.
So Farhan, I know you haven't yet started doing any user acquisition or anything like that,
Yeah.
But can you talk a little bit about just the balance between IAPs and ad revenue in Subway Surfers?
Well, I mean, Subway Surfers is massively it's an ad revenue driven game. There are IAPs there, but most of the money generated from our 100 million plus MAU is from ads.
Okay.
Even in the tier 1 geos like the US. So what we see is it's highly ad driven. It's kind of similar to what we with the hyper casual / hybrid casual games you see these days. But something like IAPs, we always want to make it. Everyone wants to make a company that's has IAP titles, so
Right.
in the future we'll look to do that with both Subway Surfers and the kind of our future runner games. But it's a big challenge trying to switch a runner title out to be IAP focused.
Yeah, and you mentioned hyper casual. What are some of the similarities or differences from the ad monetization perspective, comparing Subway Surfers to, let's say, a far more hyper casual game?
I think it's actually pretty similar in many ways. I think Subway Surfers is slightly more meta. That's why I think calling it hybrid casual is what people call it these days. The difference between Subway Surfers and those games is obviously Subway Surfers is far older, and so it has this unique factor where people know it well. So therefore that IP kind of resonates. And although it may monetize in a similar way to hyper casual titles, those titles are very reliant on user acquisition, and we're not. So that's kind of, I think, the main difference. But if we were to put out another product that's similar, it would be, I guess, similar to a hyper-casual title.
Sounds good. And 2020 for SYBO, I mean, Subway Surfers is going to be the big focus. Is there anything else we should be looking out for?
Yeah, so Subway Surfers is obviously continuously going to be a huge focus for us. But on top of that, we have other ambitions. One of them is to be the publishing king of runners. So we want to continue dominating the runner space. That includes coming out with more runner titles with kind of modern meta that kind of puts the run industry back in the forefront of the mobile gaming space. And we also want to do more with the IP of Subway Surfers. We launched last year, just before Christmas, Subway Surfers Airtime on Snapchat. It's a Snapchat game. And then we hope to release hopefully more Subway Surfer titles within the coming years as well, because we really feel that the game with 2.7 billion downloads, that IP must resonate.
Yeah, sounds like it's got some legs for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Farhan, man, I really appreciate you joining us. Hopefully I'll catch your panel later.
Pleasure, Eric.
Thanks, man.